The air in the circular chamber tasted of dust and something older, something akin to regret. Elias Thorne, soaked and shivering, watched as the shattering of the Obsidian Heart sent tendrils of violet darkness snaking across the walls of Blackwood Manor. The room pulsed with a low, guttural hum that resonated deep within his bones, a feeling wholly at odds with his rational mind. Mrs. Blackwood, or rather, the vessel containing the entity that now controlled her, slowly turned. Her eyes, once clouded with fear and worry, now burned with an unnatural violet luminescence. A cruel smile twisted her lips, a grotesque mockery of the elderly woman Elias had met just hours before. Free, the voice that emerged was not hers. It was a booming, resonant echo that filled the chamber, vibrating with an alien power. "I am free." Silas Blackwood's spectral form flickered violently, his raspy voice strained with a despair that seemed to seep into the very air. "You cannot be allowed to remain unbound. The seals, they were ancient, powerful." The entity dismissed Silas with a flick of its unseen hand. "Ancient, merely fleeting inconveniences to one who transcends your petty mortal understanding." The Blackwood sought power. They grasped at forbidden knowledge. Now, their legacy shall be completed. Elias felt the pressure building within his mind, a creeping sensation of dread that threatened to overwhelm his carefully constructed defenses. He'd seen things tonight that defied explanation, things that challenged his very understanding of reality. Yet, a stubborn ember of defiance burned within him. "Who are you?" he managed to ask, his voice trembling slightly. The entity chuckled, a sound like grinding stones. "Names are meaningless to one who exists beyond the constraints of time and space. Suffice it to say, I am the culmination of all the Blackwood's ambition, the embodiment of the darkness they sought to control." A shimmering, vaguely humanoid form began to coalesce from the violet tendrils, taking shape with an unsettling fluidity. It was tall and gaunt, with long, skeletal limbs and eyes that burned with an icy, malevolent intelligence. Its presence seemed to warp the very fabric of the room, distorting the shadows and twisting the air with a palpable sense of dread. "Your investigations were amusing," the entity continued, its gaze settling upon Elias. "You believed you could unravel the secrets of the Blackwoods, that you could expose their follies. You were wrong. You merely served to hasten my return." Elias knew he should run. He should flee this cursed manor and warn Havenwood of the approaching doom. But something held him rooted to the spot, a perverse fascination with the unfolding horror. What are you going to do?" he asked, the question barely a whisper. The entity's smile widened, revealing rows of needle-sharp teeth. "Havenwood is a nexus, a place where the veil between worlds is thin. From here I will reach out, spread my influence, reshape this world in my image." Silas Blackwood's scream, a mournful, spectral wail that echoed through the chamber. "No, you must be stopped. The ritual, the counter-ritual." The entity ignored him, its focus solely on Elias. "And you, Mr. Thorne, will be my herald. You will witness my triumph, and you will spread the word of my power." The violet darkness intensified, swirling around Elias like a suffocating vortex. He felt a searing pain in his mind, a feeling of something alien invading his thoughts, his memories, his very sense of self. He fought against it, desperately clinging to the remnants of his identity, but it was a losing battle. He saw flashes of images, scenes of destruction and despair, visions of a world consumed by darkness. He heard voices whispering promises of power and knowledge, urging him to embrace the coming age. He tried to speak, to warn Mrs. Blackwood, to fight back against the encroaching influence, but his voice was lost in the overwhelming tide of alien thoughts. Then darkness. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. The morning light filtered through the dusty windows of Blackwood Manor, casting long shadows across the grand entrance hall. A single figure stood before a portrait of Silas Blackwood, his face illuminated by the pale sunlight. His eyes burned with an unnatural violet luminescence. "The Blackwood legacy continues," he murmured, his voice a resonant echo of something ancient and powerful. He reached out a hand and traced the outline of Silas's face in the portrait. "The new chapter begins," he said, a cruel smile twisting his lips. "And I, Elias Thorne, will write it." He turned and walked towards the front door, ready to greet the dawn and spread his message of impending doom across Havenwood and beyond. The rain had stopped, but a storm was brewing, a storm unlike any the world had ever seen.